I'll start with Hannah. Just your opening thoughts on tonight's match, and then we'll take some questions for the both of you.
Yeah, I mean, we had a pretty tough practice week, so I think it was really exciting to see how well we responded to all that and how, what a difference it made on the court.
I guess just the opening point from you. I mean, Coach talked about wanting to see you guys be more aggressive, be more tough. Obviously, you're in the moment when you go into the scorer's table, but I mean, is there any part of you that was like, okay, I need to show that right here and kind of set a tone?
Yeah, we talk, obviously, before every game starts, and I try to be like, okay, this first point, we're going to be the most aggressive we can, so if I'm not embodying that, I can't really ask that from my teammates. But, I mean, that play is kind of a one-off most of the time. But, yeah, I liked everyone's effort, even Kara going up, taking a massive swing on a ball that's not the safest. That means everything starting out.
I talked a little bit about how you felt like today the mentality was a lot different than last week. For you guys, I guess both of you, what did you guys feel about the momentum today, or the mentality today, and how it compared to, on Sunday?
Yeah, I think what Hannah said, we were really intentional about it in practice, and I think that how you practice carries over into games. And so that just showed that we were, I think, successful in how we practiced, and that carried over into our game.
Yeah. It was, I think, the biggest difference. We did a bunch of really difficult drills that I would say most teams probably don't do in season, and it's an all-out effort thing. So nothing is about skill. It was how hard are you willing to work right now, because you're going to be tired and you're going to want to break, and you just don't get it. And so I think that is what truly carried over, is what type of uncomfortability are you able to be comfortable with?
Okay, if you ask Coach, he would say, you guys have the ability to the lineup to be physically dominant most times you take the court. Hasn't always happened, but it certainly was the case tonight. What's it like to see you guys kind of take advantage of, your size, your power, and use it so effectively as you did tonight?
Yeah, I think it's huge because that's how we're going to win games and continue to move forward winning games. I think that obviously, like he said, that's a really strong point for us. So it's huge to in a game, repeat what you did in practice and have that confidence just moving forward as we continue to play more into conference.
You guys as a team hit over 400 today after having a pretty poor attacking performance against ASU in the previous couple of weeks. How did that feel just as Kara getting 18 total attacks and 14 kills, and Hannah being the setter really running it all for you guys?
I would honestly kind of like we talked about is what was our response, and nobody likes to lose, obviously, and that was a really tough loss we took. But I think we grew so much this week, and it just shows what a difference we can be on the court when we really dominate like that. And I think our middles are a huge part of that game. We have really dominant middles. I mean, Kara hit 667 on 18 attempts. I don't know how many middles in the pack are getting 18 attempts, but that shows how dominant we are.
Is it fair to say that in some big moments, maybe you were looking for, whether it was time you needed, break a tie, something like that you were looking, it just seemed like tonight was a night she could get you that point.
Yeah, I mean, I trust her even when it's not the perfect choice. Sometimes, obviously people are going to be looking at her more with how well she's been doing. And so I'm comfortable even with a double block going to her, because I know regardless whether it's a point or not, she's going to put us in a good place to come back.
There were a couple times where it seemed like you guys were really trying to close out that outside attack on your blocks. Was that kind of a part of the game plan going into tonight, or does that kind of just develop as the game went on? Yeah,
I mean, I think that the outsides are extremely talented on that team, and so they deserve our respect. And so that was just a game plan moving forward, or going into the game, was to respect them as they deserved.
Kara, I know you had 14 kills this game with 18 attempts. You played a really great game this game. How do you feel going into Sunday against Stanford next game?
I feel good. I like to think that I feel confident going into any game with the right game planning and just preparation. So yeah, I think that I feel like I'm pretty consistent, and I think that I feel the same way going into Stanford game as I would any game. But yeah.
The game on Sunday being on ESPN, are you guys excited? Has that been a conversation in the locker room kind of about the national exposure that you guys are going to get?
Yeah, I think it's huge for the sport of volleyball as a whole and for Oregon, which I know people have been talking about, just the growth volleyball has gotten a lot over the past years, specifically this year. So it is an honor to play on such a huge platform, but moving forward and preparing for that game is going to look the same as any other game.
Yeah, I mean, exactly kind of what Kara said is it means a lot for volleyball for a Pac-12 conference game to be on ESPN, especially on a Sunday. And but we do really want to keep the same mentality no matter what, whether everyone's watching or there's not a single person in the gym.